National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program networking event, also known as NEVI. My name is Chris Neal with HDR, and I'll be facilitating the event this afternoon. So today's event will be focused on providing all of you with a chance to introduce yourselves and meet potential partners for NEVI program proposals. We'll start today with some housekeeping items, followed by introductions and background information before we start diving into your introductions. We'll spend a majority of the event on your introductions before closing out with some notes on next steps. So please note that this meeting is being recorded. Also, please consider using headphones with a microphone. All participants will be muted until it's time for your introduction. If you do have any questions related to the GoToWebinar platform, we invite you to drop those in the chat. Should you have any questions about the NEVI program after today's event, please visit the North Carolina NEVI program website and send those questions to the project team. The QR code that will lead you to the website will appear on the screen at the end of the event. So your hosts for today's event are Heather Hildebrand. Heather is with NCDOT and is the statewide initiative supervisor in the Transportation Planning Division for NCDOT. Her team is leading the deployment of the NEVI program. We also have Paula Hemmer is with NCDOT as well, and is a senior engineer under Heather Hildebrand in the statewide initiatives, and is acting as the NCDOT project manager for the NEVI program. And lastly, we have Justin Robbins with HDR, a consultant project manager for the NCDOT NEVI program. Justin's background specializes in electrified mobility. And so with that, I will turn it over to Heather.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to be kicking off this networking event. We've done a lot of engagement, a lot of one-on-one engagement. We did several roundtables to try to get some feedback. We've got the RFI that's currently out right now to try to get information from you all. But today is really about making those connections that we think are going to be very important to developing a successful application for the NEVI program. So we are looking to try to join, site developers, EVSC providers, site hosts, other people who may be involved in working together to submit an application. This is the first event that is kind of serving that purpose. This is the online networking event, but we also have a database that hopefully many of you have filled out. If you have not, there's still opportunity, and we will be publishing those results on our websites to facilitate you all making those connections. So with that, I will turn it over to Justin.
Thanks, Heather. So I want to provide a brief overview for anybody that is slightly unfamiliar of the overall program, and then we'll get as quickly as possible into the actual networking piece of it. So as everybody knows, this is NEVI, as I hope everybody knows, and we wanted to provide, I guess, an overview of what the goals are of this program. And those are to build an easily accessible EV charging network, to increase overall network reliability of that network, to ensure equitable distribution of benefits, particularly related to historically disadvantaged communities. We want to be able to expand access to economic and workforce development opportunities, and then really promote reliability during emergency events. So those are the overall kind of program goals, what we intend to get out of this NEVI program. And again, this is a federal program, so there are a number of federal requirements that we have to navigate through as we build out this network. Go ahead and hit the next slide, please. Our intent for this is to build, for phase one, essentially build out the alternative fuel corridors throughout the state. These are corridors that are existing. Some of the key requirements are that they have to be spaced, the charging clusters, the chargers, charging sites, spaced less than 50 miles apart along that corridor network. And then chargers have to be placed no more than 1 mile from the corridor. They have to be able to charge 4 vehicles at 150 kilowatts simultaneously. So that's essentially up to 20 miles of range added per minute. So these are substantial pieces of infrastructure. They have to use common charging standards called TSS, and that's open to all vehicle makes and models that use that standard. And they have to be built on either public or private property. They just can't be built, or they will not be built on North Carolina DOT property. So really the types of Ownership models, the property ownership, a lot of that is really up to the applicant to be able to demonstrate to North Carolina DOT how they would go about that. So the intent for phase one is to build kind of the minimum viable network. And what that allows us to do is to essentially get these corridors designated by the US DOT as fully built out. And then we can pivot to phase two. And that's more focused on community EV charging, where we can actually start building off corridor, and we can do so in a way that we really are not able to with the NEVI program. And that's, you know, we can look at different charger types, different quantities of chargers, different locations of chargers, and it allows NCDOT a lot more flexibility and a lot more latitude for how those chargers get built out. And we can really provide more benefit that's specific to communities and not just cluster along corridors throughout this project. So we'll hit the next one. And today this is really about phase one. I do want to make sure everyone knows that. So this is a map of the alternative fuel corridor network that's existing right now. We're in the process at the moment to identify what are essentially were called the gaps or the clusters. And so there's a fair amount of analysis that goes into that. It's looking at the rules that the federal government has developed and applied to this program. It's identifying where existing chargers are. And you can see where in North Carolina those existing NEVI compliant chargers are, but we're also trying to coordinate with other states to figure out where we can actually build these in a way that kind of makes sense holistically throughout the region. And so as we start to develop our cluster approach and our analysis, we'll get a little more fine-grained detail about which specific interchanges or which portions of this network are going to be viable options for building out corridors. And again, part of our approach is to try and identify the most efficient way to build this out. What's the minimum viable network that we can build out in order to get us the phase two as quickly as possible. So go ahead and hit the next slide, please. As I mentioned before, I think I've mentioned most of these. Some of the key requirements, these are all level 3 DC fast chargers. These are not the chargers that you would see hung on a wall, for example, at a local convenience store. These are substantial pieces of infrastructure, and they are almost always, I will say always, commercial. So these are not the types of chargers you would have at a house. Mentioned before, they have to be located no more than 1 mile from an alternative fuel corridor. Those are those corridors highlighted on the map that I showed previously. They have to be spaced no more than 50 miles apart along those corridors. You have to be able to provide 4 vehicles charging simultaneously at 150 kilowatts. There is a 20% non-federal match as part of this program, and that is something that North Carolina DOT will be looking to the private sector to be able to provide. And the chargers themselves have to be in operation for a period of not less than 5 years to be able to meet program requirements. So we'll hit the next slide. Right now, there is an RFI that is out, a request for information, and what our intent with this is to better understand how we can develop our program in a way that meets kind of the best practices that have been seen around the country, that meets the needs of North Carolina's businesses and communities. It's essentially a way for us to come out and ask, say, how would you structure this program? Or what are some of the specific things that you would do in this program that we should consider as we build it out? So this was issued on April 10th. And if you want to take a snapshot of that QR code right there, that'll take you to the RFI. It's still open. It's open until Friday, May 12th. So go ahead and log on and you can provide your input. You don't have to answer all the questions, so answer what you can. These will help us try and essentially build out this program in a way that is beneficial to North Carolina DOT, to North Carolina communities, and to North Carolina businesses, and ultimately hopefully result in a project that is smooth and is something that is beneficial for everybody involved. So we'll hit the next slide. So this has shifted a little bit, and I'll be the first to say that. So we went out in late January, early February, and we had a series of stakeholder roundtables around the state. So we started in Charlotte, went to Asheville, went to Raleigh, went to Greenville, and then we went to Wilmington. And we had meetings with utilities, with EVSE providers, with site hosts, and then we had open houses as well, to try and better understand what some of these perspectives are from around the state. And part of that engagement that was really helpful is to see at the end of each of these meetings, everybody kind of connecting, understanding who else was out there in the industry, who they could try and form teams with and make partnerships with, And that was really one of the things that we wanted to carry through into this this piece as well, into this engagement effort. And so that's why we're here today, is for all of you to understand who else is out there, to give a quick pitch about what it is you are, how you can kind of fill a niche within this program, and hopefully make the connections of other people that are operating within North Carolina and looking to build out a component of this program. I mentioned before the RFI was issued in April 10th. Since then, or I shouldn't say since then, but there have been new rules that have been put out by the Joint Office, USDOT and USDOE for the NEVI. You're welcome to take a look at those. I do want to mention that this is money that is from a federal program, so it is classified as what's called Title 23. So that is something that is, you know, it can be a little bit cumbersome, and that's some of the items that we're working through right now related to procurement. The responses to the RFI I mentioned before due May 12th. You know, once essentially we release a map, you'll know exactly where the potential clusters can be and start to develop teams. You can start doing that right now as well. Procurement for phase 1, we're anticipating for fall of 2023, and then teams are going to have, right now we anticipate as 60 days to respond to the proposal. So that's our overall kind of timeline as we kind of map it out in the future. There are some things on the federal side, again, that we're working through with FHWA, and we'll continue to do so and make sure that this program is aligned with all the federal requirements as well. But shouldn't affect too many of the folks that are on this call right now, but we're just trying to make sure that those things are in alignment. So we'll go ahead and hit the next slide. I think this might be where I turn it over to Chris.
Yes, thank you, Justin.
Yes.
It is very true. Thank you, appreciate it. So before we get into your introductions, just wanted to review some additional ground rules. So each company representative will have about 60 seconds to introduce themselves. As previously mentioned, you will be muted by staff until it's time for your introduction. During your introduction, you are more than welcome to turn on your webcam and to make an appearance on screen, but it's not required. Some companies have signed up multiple representatives to present. Due to timing constraints, we only request that one representative have the opportunity to speak on behalf of their company. We very much appreciate your understanding. Now we'll get into the networking presentation portion of the event. Again, as I mentioned, each company representative will have up to 60 seconds to share your name, company name, organization type, interest in the NEVI program, and the partnership type you are seeking. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll notice a graphic. That graphic shows how much time you have remaining in your 60-second introduction. We ask that you respect the 60-second time allotment that you have so that everyone who has joined today has an opportunity to speak. If you have not completed your introduction by the 60-second mark, I will politely ask you to finish. And to ensure we are as efficient as possible with your introductions, we will pull up 10 company names at a time. So once you see your name, please raise your hand and keep it raised so that our team can locate you to turn on your microphone and introduce yourself. So with the next slide here, we will show the first 10 companies. If you could please take the next 5 to 10 seconds to raise your hand and we will get underway. I'll give everybody just a few more seconds. All right, so for those hands that have been raised, we will begin. So I do see, let's see here. We'll go with Guardian Fueling Technology, Jackson Haskell.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Great. I may post in the link here, but just high level, Guardian Fueling Technology, we are a 50-year-old infrastructure company, sort of two components. One half of us is going to be ground up construction, maintenance project work for gas stations. The other half is private fleets and fueling infrastructure therein. We're happy to work under this program, be available for essentially, field services. So sidewalks, build design, electrical make ready, full turnkey installation, including fairly complex deployments and integrations, and then of course break fix and paid maintenance. I know that's a lot less than 60 seconds. I've got my background, I've done this for about 5 years, and I think what's really interesting about NEVI is that we're sort of lacking boots on the ground. The hole that Guardian would like to fill is that we've been servicing this group of customers very effectively for a very long time. We'd like to just ensure that they've got up-to-date project and deployments in the electrical space. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you, Jackson. Appreciate it. Next up, we have Jeff Thompson from Black & Veatch.
Hey, Jeff Thompson. Yeah, sorry, thanks. So Black & Veatch is a full-service infrastructure design and construction firm with 5 offices in North Carolina: Wilmington, Raleigh, Garner, Winston-Salem, and Charlotte. We have been a part of more EV charging sites than any other company in the country at this point. That includes about 30,000 charging posts, about 2,200 charging sites through 49 states. Many of those were Electrify America or Tesla supercharger networks. And we would be happy to partner on any element of electric vehicle charging, really. That could be site acquisition, design, construction, make ready, ownership, operation, maintenance. Any part of that is what we're interested in. So thanks.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Jeff. I believe that is all that is present from that first group. If we could turn the slide to the second group, please. Again, if you could take the next 5 to 10 seconds to locate your company name if it is on the screen, and we kindly ask you to raise your hand. All right, we will start off with Schneider Electric. Ready when you are, Oscar. You're self-muted right now.
Okay. Yes, this is Oscar Yama. I'm representing here the Schneider Electric e-mobility team. Our company offers a turnkey EV charging infrastructure solution from the charger all the way to the utility connection and microgrid where it makes sense. We acquired recently a company called EV Connect that supports us with all the software and for charging management, including the driver's app. So very useful for being able to monetize on that electricity you're being delivered to the vehicles. And also with QMerit, which is a network of electrical contractors that can support us nationwide. So we're looking for site hosts that are willing to partner with us and respond to this opportunity in partnership.
Thank you, Oscar. Appreciate that. Next, I'll turn it over to Delmar Taylor. Delmar, if you could just please announce what company you're with at the beginning of your introduction, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. And feel free to speak, Delmar, if you are ready. I see that you're unmuted. Okay. Well, Delmar, we will try to get back to you when your audio is working. If you could just message us and let us know when it is, that would be greatly appreciated. So that is all we have for the second group. If we could turn to the next slide for group 3. And again, if you see your company name on the screen, if you could please raise your hand. All right, so we will begin with Business Transformation Group. And feel free to unmute yourself, David.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is David Jennifer, and the company I represent is Business Transformation Group. The company is a management consulting firm that specializes in diversity, equity, and inclusion programs of large infrastructure projects. We've been in existence for about 15 years, and we've worked on some very large programs for the states of Georgia, Maryland, Virginia, not North Carolina yet, but we're about to work on a project in North Carolina as well. Our interest is to be able to raise the awareness and raise the participation level of DBEs on this NEVI program. Our job would be to raise awareness, make sure that the rules and regulations for the programming is kept up, and that we also keep track of goals that are set. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Next up, we have Kimberly Horn and Associates.
Okay, great. Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity to present today. My name is Jess Kane. I'm in the Raleigh, North Carolina office of Kimberly Horn. We are a multidisciplinary engineering and consulting firm and national ZEV specialist. This includes EV and hydrogen fueling stations. We have in-house civil, environmental, structural, electrical engineers, as well as planners for both public and private clients. We have 4 offices in North Carolina. We're headquartered in Raleigh, and we're licensed in all 50 states. We have planned, designed, or permitted over 15,000 EV chargers and have been in the EV consulting business for over a decade. We have 250 partners nationwide that focus daily on ZEV. Our team can assist with everything from upfront site identification and assessments, deployment strategies, ROI analysis, grant support, EV infrastructure planning and design, environmental permitting, electrical capacity analysis, utility coordination, and fleet transition strategies. Thank you.
Thank you, Jess. Next up, we have Kane Development Group, LLC. Oh, looks like they just disappeared. The next group, oh, yes, we can hear you.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now? I'm sorry. Good afternoon. My name is Connie Kane. I am an electrical engineer, licensed electrical engineer here at Kane Development Group. We are about a 7-year-old company. We are site developers. So we have been involved with infrastructure projects within the state of North Carolina. We have engineers on staff, construction on staff, and site maintenance, of course, site development. And we are looking to get involved with the NEVI program and to partner more with small businesses and other DBEs for the proposals that will be due in the fall. So looking forward to the opportunity and partnering with any companies that are available to make sure that we meet the needs of DOT.
Thank you, Connie. Next up from ICF.
Good afternoon. My name is Carrie Snyder. I'm a senior transportation planner at ICF. ICF is a global consulting firm focused on transportation, energy, environment, public health, and economic development. We bring deep domain expertise to help build electrification programs that maximize energy efficiency in cities and in hard-to-reach rural areas. Our team helps government entities and utilities with electrification strategies and deployments in numerous ways, including by developing fleet transition plans, leading research and analysis efforts, and assisting with program design. As the manager of U.S. Department of Energy's AFDC laws and incentives database, we have an unparalleled understanding of the full range of EV-related policies and incentives across the country. ICF is an industry leader in EV charging infrastructure with experience developing EV readiness and charging infrastructure plans for transit agencies, municipalities, and regional governments across the country. We are looking forward to making connections with small businesses and DBEs as well as EV SE providers.
Thank you, Carrie. And lastly, with this group, we have David Jennifer. If you could please announce which company you're associated with, that would be greatly appreciated.
Sorry, Chris, I've already given a presentation.
So,
Business
sorry.
Transformation Group.
Thank you. All right, so that is it for group 3. Moving to group 4. If you see your name up on the screen, if you could please kindly raise your hand, and we'll get underway in a few seconds. All right, so first up, we'll have the John Riley Group, LLC. And John, if you're trying to speak right now, you are muted. We'll come back to you in a minute, John. Next up, we'll have Waymaker Conglomerate.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ray Mullen. I am a contact person for Development Group, Waymaker Conglomerate, Waymaker Healing. They own some property and are interested in being site hosts along the I-795 in Goldsboro, North Carolina, and I-70 highways in LaGrange, North Carolina. And they actually have partnered already with a group whose primary goal is to build out EV infrastructures and solar infrastructures. And they have been doing it throughout the country. And their goal is to do this same type of project in North Carolina. I believe that they'll speak to represent their company later on in the presentation. But right now, I just represent the Waymaker Conglomerate, who are considering being site hosts to actually implement and develop this same type of infrastructure that we're speaking about.
Thank you so much, Ray. Appreciate that. Next up, we'll go back to the John Riley Group, LLC.
Hi, Chris. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
This is John Riley, and I have the John Riley Group here in Raleigh. My background is my previous company, which I had for 25 years prior to this one. I led engineering, installation, and maintenance teams in the installation of 3-phase uninterruptible power systems at federal government data centers. For the last 10 years, the John Riley Group has been designing and installing LED lighting upgrades in this market. And because we have such a heavy engineering bent, we decided that about 6 months ago that it made a lot of sense for us to go into the EVCS. And so we're a turnkey provider. We provide engineering, all elements of installation. We provide the EV chargers themselves, along with the management platform that our clients use to maintain the plugs on their networks and to provide them with granular data as to how the chargers are being used. So we're excited about the possibility of participating in the rollout of the NEVI program here in North Carolina. And I also look forward to networking with as many of you as possible so that we can combine our strengths. Thanks so much.
Thank you, John. Next up, we have Kuntz Enterprises. And Danielle, you are muted if you are trying to speak.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. My name is Danielle Kuntz. I represent Kuntz Enterprises along with my husband, Richard Kuntz. And our company is a real estate company, and we're interested in all the different facets of site hosting, site development. We are a small business, and part of the mission of our company is to help meet the needs of people living in rural communities, particularly minorities. And we're really excited to be a part of this networking opportunity and look forward to connecting with businesses in the future.
Thank you, Danielle. Next, we have MN8 Energy.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Key. I'm the manager of EV charging policy at NCDOT Energy, and we're a developer of solar energy storage and EV charging projects across the U.S. We recently announced a partnership with Mercedes-Benz to deploy a nationwide fast charging network, and we're looking for interested site hosts who want to host chargers as part of that network. So nice to meet you all, and looking forward to potentially partnering with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Next up, we have EnviroSpark Energy Solutions Incorporated.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kevin Loftus. I'm here with David Berry, our senior policy analyst at EnviroSpark. EnviroSpark was started in 2014. We are a national company, minority-owned business, small business, full turnkey, A to Z charging experts. So what that means is we do the design, the installation, and maintenance of level 2 and 3 charging stations, over 7,000 on our own network nationwide to date. And that's what we do, and we love it. So not only do we operate a national network of EnviroSpark branded charging stations, but we also partner with other industry leaders to install their charging networks to help develop a reliable national charging ecosystem for everyone. We are EVITP approved with several on staff who are EVITP certified, and we are also GC and EC certified in the great state of North Carolina. We utilize hardware and software that complies with Buy America and NEVI compliance to help solidify that reliable and dependable network across the country. Home base is here in Atlanta, Georgia, but we are actually opening a new home in North Carolina, right in the heart of Charlotte. And as a small business, we're just really excited to partner with the state to not only serve the major cities and the highways there, but also the rural corridors along the designated AFCs to help provide reliable charging, even out there in the woods and mountains, to help increase visibility for those smaller communities who thrive off of small businesses like ourselves.
Thank you, Kevin. And next up, we have Francis Energy.
Thanks, Chris. This is Matthew Jones. I'm the Director of Government Affairs for Francis Energy. We're the 4th largest owner and operator of a DC fast charging network in the country, currently in 7 states. And about 75% of our locations are in Justice 40 communities. We do a lot of work with tribal nations, rural areas. We are interested in developing. So our strategy and what we offer is to any site hosts that are interested that we'll offer an annual lease or a percentage of the charge to rent out space on your property. And then we will build and do everything turnkey on top. So that includes your site design, layout, equipment procurement, commissioning it, construction, and then long-term operations and maintenance. And so we are looking for folks who are interested in that type of business model from the site host perspective, but also interested in speaking with as many of the companies here today that do construction, particularly those who are DBE certified. And I should say too, we also provide the 20% non-federal match with our services.
Thank you, Matthew. Just going back to Delmar Taylor, I see you've joined us again. Floor is yours.
Hey everyone, good afternoon. My name is Delmar Taylor. I'm the owner of BT 5-Star LLC. I currently have a small business that provides zero emission transportation through ride sharing rental vehicles in Durham, North Carolina. Just looking to get more information on the program and help out as much as I can.
Thank you, Delmar. Appreciate that. So with that, we will turn to our next group. If you could go one more, Sarah. Thank you. Again, if you see your organization name up on the screen, if you could please raise your hand, and then we'll give you another few seconds to do that. All right, first up, we'll have Lumbee Tribe of North Carolina Housing Department.
Yes, my name is Dave McGirt. I'm with the Lumbee Tribe of North Carolina, filling in for Mr. Brad Locklear today. We'd like to be a host. We're located close proximity to I-95 and I-74. We're also in the same town as the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, which has some 8,000 enrolled students. So we'd like to be a host, and I heard the prior guy talking about working with native tribes. I didn't get his name. Sure like for him to contact us, please. Dave McGirt, Lumbee Tribe. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate that. Next up, we have KRS Electrical. If you could just unmute yourself, Walker. The floor is yours.
Thank you. My name is Walker Knox. I'm with KRS Electrical. We are a small business, DBE business, and located in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. And we're interested in partnering with site developers, site hosts, DBE partners. What our goal is installation and maintenance of charging stations. Thank you.
Thank you, Walker. Next up, we have Electrify EVSE.
Hey, my name is Jamie Bruce with Electrify EVSE. We're a full turnkey solution when it comes to EV charging. We handle everything from charger procurement all the way to site development and installation. We've been in business now for 3 years. The founders of three of the four founders of the company have been in the EV space for 10 years apiece. Looking to help where we can help on this program.
Thank you. Next up, we have Energy Sustainability Solutions, LLC.
Yes, hi everybody. My name is Tapua Dangrambizi. I'm from Energy Sustainability Solutions. We're a DBE LLC located in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. We are a provider and distributor for level 3, level 2 EV chargers, solar to EV charging solutions, and battery backup solutions. We are distributors, so we typically partner up with landowners, commercial real estate, and QSR, quick service retail locations. We do site analysis, costing, and forecasting for income. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Next up, we have Eureka Geoenergy.
Yes, this is Larry Freeman with Uric Geo Energy. We are a renewable energy company. We actually work with several vendors as far as providing EV charging stations, level 2 and level 3. We actually work with a manufacturer right here in North Carolina. I'm actually located near the Wilmington, North Carolina area, but we travel statewide or nationwide. And we're just looking to partner with some site hosts and some developers, and hope to hear from you guys. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Next up, we have JP Whitfield. If you could just announce what company you're associated with, that would be greatly appreciated.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry about that. This is JP Whitfield. I represent Urban Advisors. We are a DBE and we consult, facilitate, lend and fund and are seeking funds to help facilitate everything from site hosting, site development, EVS work, cybersecurity. We've done this for years. We've helped small businesses, women-owned businesses, DBE businesses get more funding, and we've actually lent money. We've been recently certified as a CDFI, which we are now in the process of raising money. But that's part of what we want to do is we want to lend to firms and help firms get ready if they need funding. But we can also consult and help you do all that. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Jeffrey Constantino. If you could just announce which company you're associated with, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, great. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Yeah, so Jeff from Coulomb here, Koulomb. We are both an EVSE provider and site developer based out of North Carolina. Here to introduce ourselves to potential site hosts looking for a turnkey provider to attract EV drivers and earn ongoing revenue. We are the EV brand for Pure Power Contractors, which is a top solar engineering and design firm with over 100 employees and 10 years of experience. We've built over 2 gigawatts of solar farms and currently building 15 charging depots in the Carolinas and Virginia. Those are more like big gas stations. We are hardware agnostic, although we do like to install and invest in ultra fast charging, typically at 360 kilowatts, which can charge the latest model of EVs to 80% in 10 to 15 minutes. We believe that's the customer experience everybody's really looking for. We're proud of our proprietary monitoring hardware technology that we integrate in our sites, which is above and beyond OCPP. We will provide the 20% match requirement. It'll be covered by us, and we're looking to partner with site hosts to whom we can lease parking spaces or build a revenue sharing relationship. Appreciate your time. You can contact me at jeff@coulomb.com if interested. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Appreciate that. All right, that concludes this group. We will move on to the next group. And if you see your company name on the screen, if you could just please raise your hand. All right. So for the first group, the first person, we'll go with GridServe.
Hi there, my name is Sebastian Street. I'm the head of acquisitions for GridServe Sustainable Energy. We are one of the largest DC fast charging networks in the UK. We're delivering about 140,000 charging sessions a month. We're backed by Texas Pacific Group and Hitachi Capital, amongst others. We are looking for site hosts in particular, but looking for partners throughout the value chain, really. We're one of ABB's largest customers throughout the globe, and predominantly looking to install their 350, 360 kilowatt chargers. We have some NEVI compliant sites in North Carolina as we see them now, and looking for more. And yeah, looking to have some good conversations, get some partnerships going throughout the value chain. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have ChargePoint Incorporated.
Hi, my name is Tina Carton, and I'm the Private Public Partnership Manager in the Grants Development Team. And ChargePoint is one of the largest charging networks in the world, with a strong leadership position in North America and a growing presence in Europe. We're a market leader, and we help pioneer network fueling, offering one of the industry's most competitive portfolios of hardware, software, and services for commercial, fleet, and residential customers since 2007. We've completed similar government, utility, and privately funded programs. We execute large and complex EV infrastructure projects, both for owners of the equipment and as owners and operators of the charging sites. We have more than 5,000 customers, 235,000 active ports under management, and over 18,900 DC fast charging ports. And we're happy to support grant applications with our in-house grant development team. We own and operate equipment on third-party sites, and we can also facilitate turnkey projects from end to end. And we partner with rural communities and utilities to bring EV charging to areas not traditionally served by commercial enterprise. And you can reach us either through NEVI at chargepoint.com or through grants@chargepoint.com.
Thank you, Tina. Next up, we have Sims Petroleum Company, LLC.
Muted. Good afternoon, Chris. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. My name is Wayne Sims, owner of and CEO of Sims Petroleum Company. We are a ACDB, DBE, SBE, and Hub certified in the state of North Carolina. We are a distributor and transporter of bulk fuel products, which includes gasoline, diesel, biodiesel, ethanol, and jet fuel. Currently, we have several customers. We manage about 24 airports across the country for fuel supply, transportation, logistics, energy, and fuel management. We're in the transition of transitioning from oil company to energy company. And this NEVI program, perfect scenario for us to make that transition. Our partnership level is site host, site development, electric vehicle supply equipment provider. And we are a small disadvantaged business. And like I said, we would like to be a partner in any aspect of this project, from deployment, operation, and maintenance of the EV vehicle supply equipment. I can be reached directly at wsims@simspetroleum.com, and look forward to partnering with other companies out there for this important project. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Wayne. Next up, we have Livingston Energy Group. And Michael, if you are trying to speak, you are muted.
How about now, Chris? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Michael Ostrander. I'm the Government Affairs Manager for Livingston Energy Group. We are an EVSE provider, full turnkey based in upstate New York. We have projects ranging from New York to Florida out to California, looking to expand our footprint into North Carolina. As I mentioned, we are full turnkey, looking to connect with site hosts in North Carolina. And as mentioned previously, Livingston is willing to provide the 20% match as part of the NEVI program. You can reach me at mostrander@solution.energy. And again, it's Livingston Energy Group. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. Next up, we have Lemrabot Holdings, LLC.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm sorry, hold on one second. Can you hear me?
Yes, we still hear an echo. What I can do is I can move on to the next person and come right back to you, Victoria. All right. Next company, BB Foster Consulting, PC.
Yes, my name is Belandra Foster. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. My name is Belandra Foster. BB Foster Consulting is a North Carolina-based engineering firm with locations in Greensboro and Charlotte, North Carolina. We are also NCDOT DBE, NC Hub, Federal 8A, and also Hub Zone certified and pre-qualified by the NCDOT. I and my partner can provide services for grants applications and operations assistance, commissioning, installation, commissioning of OEMs, which is original equipment manufacturers, installation, program management, preventative maintenance, plan development and implementation. We are also certified and pre-qualified to provide utility coordination services. We are very interested in this project and looking for teaming opportunities with other providers, ESBE providers, and North Carolina and other businesses. Thank you. Oh, my information is bbf@bbfosterconsulting.com. That's B as in boy, B as in boy, F as in Frank, at bbfosterconsulting.com. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go back to Lemmerbot Holdings, LLC. Victoria, if you are speaking, you are muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Good afternoon. My name is Victoria Lemmerbot with Lemmerbot Holdings. And we are a minority women-owned small business based in North Carolina. I am a North Carolina real estate agent, and currently my family and I own 2 gas stations in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We are interested in being a site host for level 3 chargers, and we are looking to partner with a turnkey provider that will provide the 20% match necessary. So we're looking to get into a partnership with someone supplying the charger, make ready company, construction, electrician, engineering, the whole 9 yards. And we will be prepared to present the proposal in the fall, as we do already have a 5-year business plan completed.
Thank you so much. And lastly in this group, Terrence Stringer, if you could just please announce which company you're associated with.
Yes, this is Terrence Stringer. I'm with Stringer Sturgis Group. I'm the president of construction. Our organizational type is a site developer. We're a small minority-owned business that is certified DBE, North Carolina Hub Zone, as well as the City of Charlotte CBI MBE certifications. Our core competencies are government and commercial industrial industries. We have over 30 years of experience doing utility scale substations, electrical vehicle charging stations, as well as battery energy storage systems. Our interest in the NEVI program lies with the federal and North Carolina initiative, and we're looking to partner with site host, as well as provide our minority participation in any means and way we can. We focus on in-house architectural and MEP engineering services, full-scale construction services, and also project management services.
Thank you, Terrence. That concludes this group. So we will get the next group queued up. If you see your company name on the screen, please raise your hand. All right, so we'll get started with Capital Business Solutions, LLC.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vernessa Hoffman. I'm the president and CEO of Capital Business Solutions, LLC. Capital Business Solutions is a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business DBE firm based out of Lewisburg, North Carolina. We actually have 2 offices, one in Salisbury, North Carolina, as well as Lewisburg. We are looking to serve as a DBE, Hub, SDVOSB small business partner for your staffing, onboarding, and just overall HR and organizational training needs. Please reach out. We are happy to discuss a future beneficial relationship. We can be reached at info@thecapitalbusinesssolution.com, and that's OL.businesssolution.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. Next up, we have MS Consultings Incorporated.
Good afternoon. My name is Joyce Parton, and to help you remember me, my initials are JP, and my golden retriever is PJ, so it's just the opposite. I represent MS Consulting. I manage their energy practice, and we have consulting in decarbonization, utility infrastructure, resiliency, and now electrification. We are a medium-sized engineering firm. We have about 400 people and offices in Raleigh as well as in Wilmington. I've helped with the Ohio NEVI plan and also the Pennsylvania, and we are participating in the Indiana and helping clients to provide their grant applications for the CFI grants. Our role would be as an engineer, so we would like to join in with other engineering teams as their sub to help do work in site development, electric utility connection, any permitting and support that may be needed, as well as fine engineering and survey. We are interested in hooking up with developers, but if you are a site house, we are able to bring our own developers to the table. So if you'd like to contact me, my name is Joyce Parton again, and my email address is jparton@msconsultants.com. Thank you, and looking forward to talking with you.
Thank you, Joyce. Next, we have Classic Industrial Supply Incorporated.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My name is Eric Hoskins of Classic Industrial Supply. We're based out of Greensboro, North Carolina, and we're interested in partnering with companies for the maintenance of the EV charging stations. We supply centrifugal fans that were used in some of these stations, and cords, and that type of thing. We're willing to provide a full line of products that we can provide. And our email address is classic@triad.rr.com. And we have been in business since 1999, and we have a lot of companies that we supply to in different industries for these like the fans and replacement parts like AT&T and Verizon. And like I said, we also have sold some of these the replacement parts to some companies in Europe. So please contact us if you have any needs for someone to provide the replacement parts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric. That concludes this group. So we'll move ahead and get the next group all queued up. Take a few seconds here. If you see your company name on the screen, again, please raise your hand. So we'll go ahead and get started with Obo Galaxy Management.
Hi everyone, this is Stephanie Wu. I'm from Obo Galaxy Management. We are a marketing consulting firm. So we're putting this EV charging station project together with a client, with a large firm, and also with site hosts, and also with a lot of DBE firm. So it'll be interesting to working with us. You can reach back to me. We'll be coming to the opalgas.wordpress.com. And thank you so much for introduction, and looking forward to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Henderson County.
Hi, I'm Jana Bianculli. I'm the senior planner in Henderson County, and that's the county of Henderson, not the city, which is in the Piedmont. We're about 25 minutes south of Asheville, North Carolina, in the mountains. I-26 bisects the county, which is one of the alternative fuel corridors. We own, as the county, multiple properties that are within that 1 mile buffer of I-26. So the county is pretty open to the idea of hosting a site, as well as setting up partnerships with other property owners, working with developers just through the development process. Of course, you need your permits if you are to install a charger in our county. Just happy to help however we can to increase the options for our citizens who are trying to be greener and go the EV route. So again, Jana Bianculli, Senior Planner in Henderson County.
Thank you so much. That concludes that group. So we'll queue up the next group. If you see your name on the screen, if you could please raise your hand. All right. So first up, Mark Maples, if you could just state what company you're associated with, that would be greatly appreciated.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. My name is Mark Maples. I'm with Carolina Design and Construction. We're a general contractor, commercial contractor right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We also have an electric division. We're looking to be a site developer. One site developing that we're doing right now is we bought Rockingham Speedway in Rockingham, North Carolina, and we're bringing solar and EV charging stations down there. So we will have racing and concerts back at the Rock down in Rockingham Speedway. But it's M Maples, the email at mmaples@carolina-construction.com, and I'm representing Carolina Design and Construction. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. Next up, we have Ian Bennett.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Ian Bennett. I'm the Senior Project Coordinator for ETA, which is a business partner for or business subsidiary of Travel Centers of America. We're a site host for North Carolina for 4 sites. TA has overall 278 travel centers operating under TA Petro, TA Express names. We have over 450 quick serve restaurants, 150 full service restaurants with our 19,000 partners. Again, we're predominantly a truck fueling stations, but we've been interested in the NEVI program as we look to provide sustainable and alternative fuel options for our passenger vehicle operators. We've successfully applied for 3 state NEVI programs, so we look forward to being able to contribute to North Carolina and North Carolina drivers. As site hosts, we are interested in partnering with developers, EVSC providers, and whoever else can provide support for the installation.
Thank you, Ian. And lastly, we have Shalan Patel. If you are speaking, you are muted.
Is it better now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks so much. So we are hotel owners and vacant site owners. My central area is here in Asheville. We have about 9 sites. They're all commercial, and we would like to participate as a site host. So we need a partner that's going to design, install, and maintain the chargers. And my email is lucknow76@hotmail.com. I'll spell it LUCKNOW now@hotmail.com. And 8 of those sites are in Asheville. Asheville's tricky. It's very tight. One is off of 85 near the Charlotte airport. And my number is 828-490-1602. Happy to speak with folks interested in partnering. Thanks.
Thank you so much. So that concludes our list, but I did, if anyone was missed or hopped on late, didn't see their name within the presentation, I'd like to take this opportunity to let you raise your hand at this time so we can turn your microphone on and you can introduce yourself to the other attendees. So I will give it a few more seconds here. We'll let folks get underway. Okay. So first up, Heather Brutz.
My name is Heather Brutz. I work for the North Carolina Clean Energy Technology Center, and we are forming a Clean Cities Coalition to cover Central and Eastern North Carolina. And so while we are not, going to be directly involved with setting up these proposals, we are interested in helping to connect people, and we'll be trying to spread the word about this program in the region. So just want to let people know that that's some of the work that we'll be doing. And we do also give general advice on this topic.
Thank you, Heather. Next up, we have Shelton Russell.
Good afternoon. I'm Shelton Russell. I'm the owner of Evolution Supportive Services and also the publisher of American DBE Magazine. As Evolution Supportive Services, we provide marketing and public relations services, everything from content creation, press releases, media releases, anything of that nature. We also do content creation in terms of websites, any video type of needs that you have, audio, also outreach, photography, and any other type of content creation to help you get the word out or find your selected target customer. We publish American DBE Magazine as well, where we offer advertising if you're trying to find business partners or advertise your organization, your agency, or your small or large business.
Thank you, Shelton. Next up, we have Amanda Drury.
Hi, I'm Amanda with Blink Charging. We're an EVSE provider. We are looking for site hosts to partner with. So if you have a really great NEVI-worthy location, we would love to talk to you. We can provide a full turnkey solution and meet all the DCFC requirements for NEVI. We actually have a whole grants department that can help with the application process. So you can reach out to us at grants@blinkcharging.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Next up, we have Chris Hofsensberger.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chris Hoffensberger, representing Go Pines LLC. We are located in Moore County, North Carolina. We are a small DBE business. Currently, we own and operate the network of level 2 chargers, and we are EVSE providers. Also have experience with government grant and proposal writing. Looking to team up with anybody that is looking for an EVSE provider, as well as bringing the benefit of DBE to your proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Next up, we have Graham Warnock.
Thanks, Chris. My name is Graham Warnock. I work for a company called FreeWire Technologies. FreeWire offers a battery integrated DC fast charging solution, which doesn't require 480 volt power. So it's able to significantly reduce a lot of the OpEx and the CapEx components that are involved in these NEVI projects. We are a turnkey provider. We can support through the grant process as well as installation and O&M. And if you're interested in learning more, feel free to reach out to me. My name again is Graham, like the cracker, Warnock, W-A-R-N-O-C-K. And the company is FreeWire Technologies. If you reach out to us and find our website, you can definitely get in touch with me. Thanks so much, Chris.
Thank you, Graham. And lastly, we have JP Whitfield.
Okay, I spoke earlier, but I never saw my name on any chart. That's why I raised my hand when I saw the listings of the companies were uneven. I thought you were about to end. I'm Jordan Whitfield, JP Whitfield with Urban Advisors. You all can reach me at jordan@urbanadv.com. But thank you very much.
Thank you, appreciate it. All right, so that concludes our introductions. And that also concludes our event today. And so we want to thank you so much for everyone who participated. If you did sign up to have your company name on the database, it is currently up on the website. If you know of any organizations that would be interested in being added to the database, you can scan the QR code that you see on the screen right now, and that will bring you to the North Carolina NEVI program website. Sign up to be added to that database is ongoing right now through June 30th via the database questionnaire. Again, if you scan the QR code, that'll bring you right to that page. So again, thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day and look forward to connecting with you all soon.
Okay,
Take care.
thank you.